Okay, so we're back. What we need to do now is we need to take our layout image and put it in our code. So let's do that. So what we were saying before is you have to put background dash image colon, and then you have to put the URL parenthesis apostrophe, then you put the link. This is the direct link to the layout image. Then you need to put your another apostrophe, and then end parenthesis, and then the semicolon. This basically means the background to this div is your layout image. Okay, so with this set up, I'm going to save this. I've already went and saved it, but let me show you guys how you need to do this. So you're going to save as. Usually you always need to name your layout, any HTML thing saved as index, then you do .html, then you save it. When you do that, it will show up as this sort of thing, but you will choose open with, and you choose your internet browser. I'm going to choose Chrome, and basically now you can see that it shows up like this. When you're viewing it just in a web browser, don't worry about how it will transfer into Horseland. It will work fine. I do this every time. But basically you can see what I do as I do this. So what we now need to do is we need to set up our text areas. So we're going to space down real quick. And now we have to name this next one scroll 1. Scroll 1. Make sure you put float left. And then when you, this is very important, you need to have overflow, and write scroll. This means that your text area will be a scroll box. Then we want to do our width, WI, there we go. Let's get our friendly calculator. Math is very important for this. So our complete width for our layout is 1,000 pixels. So everything we do has to be 1,000 pixels, otherwise the next scroll area will be bounced down to the next column, or sorry, onto a new row. So let's do this. Let's divide this by 2, which is obviously 500. But we cannot make this scroll 500, so let's make this. Alright, let's just do 500 for now and see what happens. And then let's make the height, because you have to have a height for a scroll bar, or a scroll box. Let's do that, 300 pixels. And so we can see where our text area is going to be. Let's do border 2 pixels, solid. We're going to do black, so black hex code is 000000. So it's 6 zeros in a row. Also, to help us out, I'm going to do a background dash color. And to help us to go with our layout scheme, let's go back here, choose our, so this is our background colors. I usually like to lighten it up. So we're going to do this new color, copy the hex code, come back here, and put it in here. So now we have a border and a background color. So we're going to save that. Let's see where that shows up. As you can see now, you have a scroll bar, or scroll box, sorry. Yes, there's a gap here, as you can see, because the layout image probably ends right about here. So we're going to go back later and we'll fix that. But for now, we're going to do work on our second scroll bar. To make life easy, you can copy. Here. You do this, copy, come down here, and paste it. Then you just go right back here, scroll 2, Save it. Oh no, it's bounced to the seconds. It's down. We should have our second scroll bar here, so let's fix that. Let me really quick explain why this happened. So we see here our width for our scroll box is 500 pixels, but we also have to take into account that we put a 2 pixel border. So that means there's 2 pixels added here, 2 pixels added here, which means 4 extra pixels. So plus 4, that'd make it 504 times 2. Oops, sorry. We have 500. These scroll bars are 500 pixels. Plus 2 on this side, plus 2 on this side, which is 504. And then you multiply that by this other one that has the same amount. And that's over 1,000 limit. So let's fix that. What we need to do now is basically come back here. We're going to change our scroll bar length to 490. Just so we can play it safe real quick. Ready? And now they're on the same line. But they're right next to each other. Don't you want a nice fancy space between them? So to put that space between your scroll boxes, we're going to have to put on either right here on our scroll one, we can put margin dash right, which will change the space to the right. Or here, you only need one. So you could put margin dash left, so there's space on the left of this second scroll. And to do the same thing, and move this scroll over some. But you only need to use it on one. Usually I put it on the first one. So we have margin dash right, and then you want to put, I usually go around 10 pixels to make it a pretty space. And now let's go back and do our math. So we have 490 for this scroll box, plus 4 pixels worth of border, plus 10 of our margin. That's 504. So let's add this one now. We do 490 plus our 4. And so this should work. It shouldn't knock this other one to this next line. Oh, it did. Let's go back and see what happened. Oh, I forgot to add this. Alright, there we go. So if we want to make sure this scroll box here is all the way to as far as the layout image ends, what we need to do is we can either add 2 pixels here, because as you see we're at 998 pixels. We can have up to 1,000. Let's put an extra 2 pixels on our margin, so we'll have an extra 2 pixels worth of space between the scroll boxes. We'll save that, and the box will move 2 pixels. Okay, so we probably want to go ahead and add text to our scroll boxes. So that's pretty fast, so I'll do this and we'll come right back. Well, hold on. To do a header, you do H1, which means it's the biggest header, so it's header 1, so it means it's the biggest header. You can have up to H6, which is the smallest. So you do H1, which is your header, your main header. And I usually do a subheader, so H2, subheader. And then you can use filler text. My go-to thing is right. You don't have to worry about it being too fancy for filler text. After all, this is just to give you kind of show you what's going on. you do the same thing for your second scroll box. Okay. Oh, if you're wondering what these BRs are, I might have told you down here, but a BR means a break, so it'll leave a space after. I like using that to help keep text from running into each other. Alright, we're going to save this. We'll watch the text appear in this part. Right, there we go. So, now we want to make sure our scroll boxes are not right up, or like are right here under the image, so it's not this hideous space. So to fix that, on both your scrolls, you're going to put, or on the scroll one, so margin dash top, and to make them go up on this image here, you're going to have to put a negative margin. So negative, if you have -10, it's only going to go up 10 pixels. So the bigger the number, the higher up it's going to be. So let's do 100 so I can show you what it's going to do. You'll see this one hasn't moved, but this one will. See how it's right here on the image now? So now we can go down. Let's go down to 80 pixels and see where it is. That's probably good. If you want to be safe, we'll go down another. Let's go to 75 pixels. And save. There. Okay, so basically what I do from here is you go back onto your here. You just copy. You copy this. You come back and you paste it. So now they'll both be in the same line. If you want space between the bottom, kind of like what I have here, this space between this text and my Horseland stuff here, all you need to do is you might be able to get away with margin on your, right here. So on my container dev, I'm going to try a margin dash bottom and let's do 30 pixels and see what happens. I don't remember if this works or not. No. So let's just erase that. And fix our layout. There. Okay. Then to fix that, we're going to just do something real quick, margin dash bottom. I'm going to do 20 pixels on this one, go back, copy it, go back and paste that. So this should do what we needed. Alright, see, now there's a space between this and the bottom of the web page. So basically that's all you need to know to making a basic layout with an image. I know there's a lot of people who make layout images on their own, so something that probably looks more like probably something more like this, or kind of like this. I can go back and show you. I'll do this in my next tutorial. I'll show the ROPEDGE. So thank you for watching my very first coding tutorial. If you have suggestions on what you want to see next, or if you want more in-depth explanations on what I do and how I do that, just leave a comment in the comment below or message me in Horseland. I will get back to you as fast as I can. Thank you.